Imagine an opponent standing directly in front of you. Your target is the center of the body just above the belt. To first hold out both hand palms up and slowly curls fingers into fist. Thumbs are placed over the first two fingers, locking the first fist in place. Place your fist above your hips with the palm facing inward. Keep your elbows pointed backwards. The stance. From the ready stance, with both feet on line about 12 inches apart, crescent step forward with the right foot in the Seisan stance. The punch extends the right fist in a straight line from your hip to the center of the imaginary opponent midsection. Keep the forearm parallel to the floor and stop while you still have some bend in your elbow. The hitting surface of the face is the front two knuckles. Check position. With your right extended in the punch, place your left fist palm downwards between your right elbow and your rib cage on the front right side. This helps you to measure the forward position of the arm after throwing the punch. The snap. Keep your toes curled in your ankle lock. Swing your right foot forward. Shortly before the leg usually lock at the knee, strike the target with a football kiai shot at the moment of impact. Practice snapping your foot back to the cook position below your thigh. When done directly, the kick snaps forward and back at an even faster pace. Return to start after the snap kick. The front returns to chamber. Then place the foot down in the rear Seisan stance. When working on the form of the kick, hold the position for a second. After you become familiar with the move, they should flow together in fluid snapping and action. The front snap kick. For the front snap kick, start with your right foot in your rear Seisan stance. Place your hand on your hip, palms down with the thumbs pointing backward. Perform the front snap kick exactly as you can, limit this unit. After the snapping action in kiai, instead of returning the kicking foot off to where, place the foot in a forward Seisan stance. Follow with the snap kick with left foot, then step the foot forward. Practice walking the front snap kick back and forth. Snap the kicking foot back into the chamber faster than it snaps forward. Combining the snap kick and front punch. For variety, try to combine the techniques. Start with the right foot in a rear season stance and lift fist in a forward position. As if you just finished throwing a left punch, the right fist is on the right hips. Throw a front snap kick with the right leg in kiai, and then place the foot down in a forward season stance. Follow with the right front punch and kiai. When the right punch lands, the left fist snaps back to the left hip. Shout kiai with each motion. Continue tracking the combination front snap kick and punch, moving back and forth several times. The reverse punch is aimed at the midsection of an imaginary opponent in front of you. The stance from the ready stance with your knees slightly bent and your fist on your sides above the hips. Crescent steps forward with the left foot into the session stance. The punch extends the right fist on a straight line forward to target kiai. Hold the fist extended and check your light bend in the elbow. Keep the fist tightly curled and center the punch above the belt area. Your forearms should be parallel to the floor. The rapid-fire side snap kick involves body shifting and very effective when facing two attackers, with one standing to your side. The kick starts the same as a snap kick with hands on hips and the right foot is rear season stance. The cat stance, turn the left foot and hips 15 degrees to the right. Point the right foot directly to the side. Lower the hips, bend the knees, and shift all body weight to lift leg. Lift the right heel off the floor. The ball of the foot remains on the floor. This is called a cat stance. The target for a side kick is throwing the stomach of an opponent standing to your side. The snap. The kicking action is the same as the front snap kick, but with the hips pivoted, the kick is delivering at a 90 degrees to the side. Snap out the lower leg with the toes curled, hitting the imaginary attacker with the ball of the foot kiai. Return to start. After the side snap kick returns to the chamber pivot, the hips back to the front starting position. Lower the kick, you can see if the ball of your foot is striking the midsection of an imaginary attacker. perform the fighting stance, start with the right foot to the rear in a season stance, spin the balls of the feet 45 degrees to the right and move the foot to the rear about 8 inches. Bend the knees slightly and keep the upper body upright. Both arms are bent at the elbow in a guard position with the left fist filled out about the foot and the half from the chest. The right fist is about 6 inches behind the fist. If you are looking at yourself in a mirror, both fists line up under the chin. For the reverse punch, keep the left arm in place to block and lower the right fist forward the right hip. The reverse punch snaps across the stomach towards the midsection of opponent, then back to the hip. Try throwing a reverse punch from the fighting stance on the opposite side with the left foot to the rear. Because the reverse punch from this stance is partially hidden by forward blocking arm, it adds the elements of surprise to the technique. For the reverse punch, keep the left arm in place to block and lower the right fist toward the right hip. The reverse punch snaps across the stomach towards the midsection of the opponent, then back to the hip. Try throwing a reverse punch from the fighting stance on the opposite side with the left foot to the rear. Because the reverse punch from the stance is particularly hidden by the forward blocking arm, it adds an element of surprise to the techniques.